Hey everybody, Shaun Hadsall here with Get Lean in 12. If you're scrolling through your feed, stop by and say hi and pay close attention to this video because I'm going to share with you 3 movement patterns that are designed for people in their 40s, 50s, and 60s to quickly lose belly fat. So again, if you're scrolling through your feed and you see this, stop by and put your name and where you're from in the comments area. And then inside this video, I'm going to talk about these 3 movement patterns. You'll see them right here. I'm also going to talk about the intensity levels necessary. I'm going to talk about the metabolic impact it has on the body when you do this and how it can help people over 40 quickly lose belly fat. So this is specifically designed for the hormonal condition of people over 35 years old. So if you're in your 40s, 50s, or 60s, stop and pay close attention because this information can save you a lot of time and it can save you a lot of headaches. Now, if you're watching this before I cover this amazing content with you and you don't know who I am, my name is Shaun Hadsall. I'm the owner of Get Lean in 12. I'm a stubborn fat expert. I've been in the health and fitness industry almost over 20 years now. So I got my start way back in 1998. I placed first runner-up grand champion in the world's largest body transformation contest called Body for Life. You may have heard of it. It was ran by Bill Phillips. Well, that was my catalyst into the fat loss industry. And since that time, my wife Karen and I have been able to help several 100,000 people across the globe. We've been able to reach through Get Lean in 12. And I'm also going to share with you how Karen and I use this to look years younger than our real age. I'm a grandpa to 4 beautiful grandkids. Obviously, she's a grandma too. I'm 45. She's 11 years older than me. And what I'll do is I'll post progress pictures for over 10 years below because I know a lot of people who are watching this, a lot of people will comment and say, well, let's see your abs. But I've used these movement patterns to maintain under 10% body fat for well over 10 years. And I'll post picture proof of that in the comments. Now, I'll also make a few scientific claims inside this video. And I want you to know that I'll post references for those claims below so that you know it's peer-reviewed, scientific, published information. So, the first thing, and by the way, all of this is part of something called the Over 40 Absolution. It's an innovative 12-minute per day weight loss system that my wife Karen and I have created. So somewhere around this video, you'll see a link to click or tap where you can learn all about that. Don't click it yet though, because I want to cover this stuff with you. You'll also learn about my wife's amazing and inspirational transformation. See, over 10 years ago when we first met, she was diagnosed with colorectal cancer. This forced her into early onset menopause, and of course, because of the hormonal change in her body, she accumulated a ton of upper belly fat. Well, this is the backbone of how she transformed her body, and you can read all about her story when you click over to the link somewhere around this video, and you learn all about the Over 40 Absolution and what's inside of it, which is called the metabolic zone training. So let's talk about these 3 movement patterns that you can use. The first one is called metabolic bursting, or metabolic burst. And these are short, hard, 20 to 30 second exercise bursts going as hard as you can go based on your age and condition. And then you would recover for a little bit in between, and then you would repeat this burst. Now what this does is it kicks up your body's sympathetic nervous system. So if you're going at an intensity level, let's say an intensity scale of 1 to 10, you're going to want to use about a 9 or a 10 on these. Now, you might want to start at a 7 or 8 if you're a beginner, but if you have some experience, you're going to want to try to go all out for these 20 to 30 second bursts. So after the 20 to 30 second burst, again, you're going to recover for a short period of time and repeat it. You want to do this about 5 times if you're a beginner and about 10 times if you're a little bit more advanced and have some experience. Now what happens is when you engage in these metabolic bursts, what happens is the body releases adrenaline and growth hormone. And I'll put some research below confirming that. So because you're going at such a higher intensity than your body's used to, it kicks up your sympathetic nervous system. And this forces the body and the adrenal glands to release adrenaline. Well, that adrenaline is then converted into the hormones that are responsible for releasing fat from your fat cells into the bloodstreams where they're converted to free fatty acids and they're delivered to working muscles to be burned off, aka fat loss. The second system is called the threshold interval system, and these are 60-second bursts that are done at an intensity level of about 7 or 8. Now, the 20 to 30-second bursts are very anaerobic. That's why you couldn't go as hard as you could go for 60 seconds, right? You're going to poop out after 20 to 30 seconds. So that's why you want a lower intensity level. And what this does is it's just below the anaerobic threshold, and it rapidly depletes glycogen. Glycogen is just stored energy from the food you eat inside muscles and liver tissue, and when you can efficiently deplete and replenish glycogen, the body is more likely to burn belly fat. The third and final movement, and the most important, is called the free fatty acid finisher. And this is where you're going to do anywhere from 15 to 30 minutes of old school steady state cardio. You're going to do this at an intensity of about 4 to 5. And the reason that this is so important, because remember, excessive amounts of regular cardio are not the answer to losing belly fat. There's studies and research that shows that it can wreak havoc on the metabolism if you do too much cardio. So when you use metabolic bursting and threshold intervals and you release fatty acids into the bloodstream, what ends up happening is the fatty acids continue to float around inside the body. And if you don't burn them off, you can potentially suffer from something called re-esterification. This is where the body will restore stubborn fat cells back into another spot. I'll put a couple of re-esterification references below as well. So this steady state cardio done for 15 to 30 minutes is what finishes it off. That's why we call it a fatty acid finisher. And this is what will allow the body to get rid of stubborn belly fat. Now, this is the backbone, again, of my Over 40 Absolution system. And I'm excited to share it with you. Inside, you'll have a main guide, a metabolic zone training guide. It will show you how to use all three of these movement patterns using just your body weight, so there's no gym needed. We show you modifications for beginners, or if you have some limitations, and it's only 12 minutes, right? So also inside the system, we'll give you access to a guide called the Lean 19 guide. These are 19 dietary methods that are specifically designed for the hormonal condition of people in their 40s, 50s, and 60s. It's going to teach you the proper food combinations, the proper food timing, and the proper food choices that will keep the body in a fat-burning environment. The other thing we're going to give you is a success tracker, and the reason I think this is so important is the main manual, I think, is a little under 100 pages. So a lot of people don't have time to read through all that. If you do, great, because you're going to learn a ton. But what I did is I condensed it down into a success tracker that you can just print off and get started today if you want to. And then we offer a 90-day money-back guarantee. So if you click the link somewhere around this video and you decide this system is for you, you have no risk. You can try this for 90 days, and if it doesn't work and you don't get amazing results, we'll give you your money back with no questions asked. And the last thing I want to share, which is very important and near and dear to my heart, I'm very passionate about this, is our partnership with Living Water International. So a couple years ago, my business partner Ryan and I made a leap and started going down to Nicaragua on mission trips to help install water wells for third world countries. And we've been down there for 3 years in a row now. So, and we came home last year, so inspired, we decided to take $1 from every person who takes action and grabs a copy of our system to give it to needy children. Now this might not seem like a lot, but $1 can actually provide fresh, clean water to somebody for almost 90 days. And last year alone, we raised almost $30,000. We installed 4 water wells. One's being installed right now, another one in Nicaragua, another one in Honduras, and another one in India. So I would love for you to be a part of this amazing cause. So you have nothing to lose except stubborn belly fat, and everything to gain by checking out our system. Click the link around this video. Make sure you drop a comment. If you have questions, we'll try to answer them. Let us know where you're from. Thank you for taking time out of your busy day to check this out. If there's one thing that I know in today's fast-paced, busy world, is that time is our most precious commodity. So thank you for taking time out of your busy day to watch this video and keep going strong.